Yeah. Let me know if you can hear me.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Hey, that auto, I think I'm getting notifications, man. Can you stop it? Like everyone is getting notifications, I guess.
From my end.
Yeah.
Oh, once I'll see the extensions again.
Yeah. So, yeah, good morning, folks. So, today I think it would be the last session for the Linux basics. So, later we'll be starting the networking concepts. We'll go over the NAT, the subnet CADR, and the OSI layers and all, and also the port forwarding, because we need those basics to go forward in order to start any course, anything. We need those basics. And today we will discuss a few of the few of the Linux commands, such as the AWK, SCD, and you have the find command, and a few more commands related to the firewall D. And we will review few sample shell scripts. So yeah, and if you have any other doubts or anything else other than this need to cover or something, do let me know. We'll go through them. So yeah. So we'll go through the firewall scripts first. We'll go through the firewall and then we'll come back to the rest of the things. Okay. So just a second. Yeah. So we have three firewalls. One is the network. Like we do have different kind of firewalls. So if you'd like to know like what exactly is a firewall, uh, so you have a host, and by default, host will allow any traffic to come. Okay. So by default, the host will allow any traffic to come. So firewall adds a protection layer on top of it, saying like, okay, this is the specific topic traffic I'm like to allow from. Okay. So what kind of rules does it follow? So it will allow the IP range, only this particular IP addresses I can allow. Okay. And you have something called ports. Okay. So these two things, these are the main criteria. Yeah. So these two things are the main criteria the firewall will be handling. And as I told, there are different kind of firewalls. So you have a routers and cloud security groups. So those were at the infrastructure level, or at the hypervisor level, let's say. Okay. We have a host-based firewall where at the Linux server level, internally, we do have these firewalls. So you have IP tables, you have EFW, and you have IP tables, and you have firewall D. So firewall D mostly works for RHEL based OSS, and IP tables we do use for Debian. Okay. So EFW is the simple one. Okay. So in order to test our firewall, right? So what will I do? I'll do install some small script. I'll do install a small HTTPD utility or Nginx utility. So to allow the to test the traffic. Okay. So sudo okay. Utility. Okay. System filters. Okay, so we do have a small utility called Nginx. So we do revisit this later point of time. So I have a command netstat hyphen in 40 grep for 80. So if you see clearly, it is trying to allow the traffic from it is published on the port 80. So if anyone is trying to hit this one on port 80, they should be able to see the home page. Okay. So if config, yeah. So by default, browser hits on port 80. So that's the reason we are able to see. Okay. So what we want to do, we want to test this one with the firewall. So we'll go with the basic firewall, EFW. Okay. And then we'll go with the IP tables. So EFW is inactive and enabling it. So what will I do? I'll list out the rules first. Okay. So what exactly it is there currently. So I'll enable SSH. Okay. That would be this one. EFW hello. W hello. So EFW status. Yeah. We have IPv6. We'll come back to that. So we have IPv4 where we have 22. Port 22 is enabled from anywhere, and we have port 80 is enabled. So since the firewall was inactive earlier, so we made it active and we added these two rules. So what will we do? We will hit the traffic again. Okay, we are able to access the traffic. We will disable the port 80 traffic again. So FW deny. Okay. Um, I'll mention specific port then. Okay. So this is how it came earlier. It's port 80 is enabled. Now we asked to disable this. Okay. So FW reload. Yeah. So we did disable it. So let me see if I can still access it. Okay. So it's not working out. Let me try in incognito. Yeah, since we disabled the port 80 as in the HTTPD, so we are not able to access the firewall. Okay, so let me delete the rules and give a try. So what is mentioned? Delete. So EFW rule number 3. Okay, IPv6 is being enabled, but this one is fine. So yeah, the 80 is not in the picture here. Technically, it should work. Let me enable 80 then. Yeah. So once it is done, now if you can see, we are able to access the traffic. So this is how the UFW works. This is a simple one compared to the IP tables or the firewall D, right? So this is a simple utility, and there is a way. Yeah. So there is a way we can specify like, boss, I want to. Yeah. I want to access the traffic from specific port, specific IP address, right? So that would be like I can specify as in the IP address, source IP address, what would be the range where I can access this. So since I have only my laptop, I didn't do anything. I can spin up a second VM and test it. So I'll do it in the second phase. So for now, I'll disable this one, the UFW firewall. So we will go to the next one. Yeah, so we can list out the current rules, IP tables, -Intel. So it will provide the list out the rules from top to bottom. So we have like it is little more complex compared to the earlier one. Okay, so it's the same. We can block a particular port, or we can specify a particular IP address or the range. Okay, so what will we do? So the first one we'll enable the SSH one. So yeah, so we enable this traffic, accept TCP anywhere, and if we make it to network, so this is how it looks like. So also we can do specific IP address to drop. So as in uh, something like, let's say we want a particular IP address to block traffic, so we can do that. So let me enable the second VM. Yeah, I enabled the I started the second VM, so we will test the other thing through there. So this one needs to save the rules, as in we can just take a backup of the existing rules over here. Okay. I think my second VM is starting. So what do we want to do? So we want to block a particular traffic from a particular IP address range. So that we will do like this. So
Hey, Ceci, I have one question here.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh, is it different from the cloud VMs? Like in cloud VMs, we open the ports in security groups.
Yeah, it's different. Let me think.
Uh, let's say if we created the cloud VM and open the ports in security group, we need to open from the VM also, VM level also.
No, no. Okay, give me a minute. Yeah, I'll do this and explain to you. Is that okay? Let me show this one.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, this is the 249 IB. So let me open this one in Putty. Okay. So what we are doing, so right now we'll enable two particular rules in the IP tables. So one is port 80 and one is port 443. Okay. So, so curl HTTP. Okay. Curl HTTP. You can, right. 192.168.0.44. Okay. So this is what curl. Yeah, I'm trying to curl this one. Curl as in access the web page Nginx. So it will be on port 80 by default. So when I did the curl, I'm getting the welcome to Nginx page. Okay. What I want to do, I want to also, I'll try SSH. Okay. SSH 192.168.0.44. Yeah. So SSH also is working. Okay. So what will I do? I'll block a particular IP address with a particular port range. Okay. So this is here. I think hyphen D port, right? Uh, that one should be hyphen D port 22. Yeah. So, and our IP address is 168, right? 249. So 0.2. Yeah, I think it's the same. And peak TCP. Okay, so I added this command -p TCP. So now what I did, I basically dropped all the packets from the second VM on the port 22. So let me try SSH. Okay, ये तो काम कर रहा है. I think I need to save. Yeah, so there is a problem here. So what happens is there is a rule number one, rule number 378, let's say. Uh, yeah, this is the 378 rule number. So due to this, it will allow all the traffic by default on port 22. So due to this, I'm having a problem. Even if I am blocking in the second rule, the rule is not able to process. So what will I do? I'll clean up or I can do a change the order or I can clean it up. Okay. So I'll try to change the order. Okay. So okay, the blocking is going fine. I'll delete the second one. Okay. So that one would be so I'm trying to find the line number here. Okay. Yeah. So this is the order. So I have SSH 7, SSH 8, and SSH has 9. So what will I do? I'll delete and re-add. So 6 and 8. Yeah, and I have SSH. Yeah, now it is looking fine. So it will accept SSH. It will accept HTTP from anywhere, and then it will block the traffic of ours. So what will I do now? I'll add a hello traffic in the rule number 8. Okay, so it goes like this. Input 8. One second. Okay. So now my rules are looking clear. I think one more came in. Just a second. I think rule number 1, right? Delete that one as well. So yeah, this is it is. Yeah, now it's looking fine. So I have 5, 6, 7. So the first one will allow HTTP. The second one is dropping packets from 249. The third one is accepting packets from everywhere. So now I'll try to do SSH. Yeah, the SSH is not working. Okay, let me try SSH from outside. Yeah, from my VM, the SSH is working. So what will I do? I don't have space here. So I'll delete rule number 5 and I'll add another one. Okay. So rule number 5 as in SSH, HTTP. Okay. So that would be rule number 5. Okay. So rule number 6, 7 I'll add. Okay. So what I'm doing, I'm dropping all HTTP packets from in this one. So yeah, this is how it looks like. So rule number 7, it's blocking the packets of rule 249 from this IP. So now we'll add a extra rule to allow the traffic from rest of the place. Okay. So that would be, yeah, now it's looking fine. So first it will block the traffic from 249 and the later point, it will add it from anywhere. So now I'll try to do a curl as well. Okay. Yeah, the curl is not working. So what will I do? I'll do it from a different one. So yeah, it's working from my browser. So not from this IP. So that's how it is. So you can put a complicated rule. So where and all you can block the traffic, where and all you can allow the traffic, everything you can put a complicated rules here. I think DKR, you asked a question, right? So how does it match with the AWS rules, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Too simple, man. Forget about AWS. So, like you are managing the rules at your host level, right? So, let's assume I'm the sysadmin. Okay. I'm managing rules at your network level or at the hypervisor level. That's what AWS means. So, you, let's say, yeah. So, let's say this is at your instance level, EC2 instance. So, as in hypervisor. Okay. And that's for, it's called security rules, security group, right? Okay. So this one makes it at the instance level. This one makes it at the host level. Host level, what we'll specify? We'll specify IP tables. You have table. Yeah, I couldn't adjust it, but that's okay. Now, if you go for a little over, so we can do it at the subnet level. They call NAS here, right? So now what happens for scenario you asked? Okay, if someone block port at 80 subnet level, okay, even you allowed at security group, okay, and you allowed at your host, okay. So yeah, if someone blocked at your subnet level, the traffic will not enter your network itself, right? So the no traffic will not come. So the rule processing will come from the top, right? So if someone allows at the subnet level, the traffic will come inside. Now in the EC2, you didn't add any rule for allowing the port 80. So the traffic will not come to your instance. Let's assume these two you enable. Let subnet, you don't need to do anything unless you specifically block it. Okay. So at the EC2 level, you also allowed it. Now comes to the host. Let's assume your host firewall by default, you enable the port 80 as disabled. Okay. You set up the rule. Like basically the host will drop the packets. So that's how it is. So hierarchy. So you are at
Okay,
a subnet level or the EC2 level as in hypervisor or in the instance. So that it is. Yeah,
okay, if
fine.
we stop that in disable at instance level, we can't access the ports from the instance. If we
As in inside the Linux, is it? Host.
yeah,
Yeah, you cannot access. So you need to go into hypervisor or the VMware, right? You need to allow the traffic again from there, and then you can get it back.
good.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we are running out of time, but I have some couple of commands I wanted to go through. Okay. Uh, Yeah. So earlier, what happened is we seen head, we seen tail and all. Okay. So let's assume there are three different commands. Okay. These are advanced shell scripting nowadays. Like it depends on your requirement. Okay. So you have SED and you have find command and you have the grep command. Okay. So find has a multiple modes, like as in you can file the files which are more than 10 GB, or you can find the files which has the something called, what is it, wildcards and all. Okay. So you can do find dot name dot sh. So yeah, this is how it is. So you can put a wild flag here, dollar, so star here and here. So it will allow to search the file names with this. Okay. And also you have something called find with type. So type D, it will specify only to list out the directories. So you have type F, right? That will list out the files. So another important one, you have M time, C time, and access time, modification time. I think one more is there. So where you can find out the files based on the modification time, which are accessed more than 1 month ago or 1 day ago and all. Okay. I'm not using going there, but I'll go to the size where we use regularly. Okay. So yeah. So this is how it is. So we are trying to find a file which are more than 1 MB. Okay. So yeah, if I go slash right, so it will try to list out in the whole system. And let's say hyphen -1. So -1 MB. It should list out the files which are less than 1 MB. Right. So what do I do? Usually there is for the find, right? There is something called you can attach a command to that. Okay, as in exec grep. Okay, so something like, let's say uh, I'm creating a dummy file of 1.5 GB and 1.7 GB and 1. 2 GB. Okay, so my find command should find this. Okay, sorry, I was using the same file names. Yeah, that's how it is. So it will try to find the files which are more than 1 GB. So what happens? People usually use a recursive grep here as a recursive command. So on top of this, whatever the entities you find, right, objects you find, you can execute a command as in sometimes you can try to list out the files, okay, or sometimes you can add a delete command as well. So that would be exec rm minus rf. So what we are doing, we are trying to combine two commands, trying to find the file name, trying to find the file with this particular match group, and we are trying to delete it. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, ये तो देना है. R minus RF. Let me check this. Okay. Fine. Yeah, the one. Yeah, RM, and then this is the one. So technically, it should remove the files. So that's what it's done. Yeah, we got our files got cleaned up. Let me see. Yeah. So this is how we do use find with the recursive, as in we can go through the each of the file and we can remove it. So otherwise, what we need to do, we need to find the file, do a rm hyphen command and all. This is one way we use find. We have another one that is called recursive grep. Okay. So let's assume you have a looking for something like a disk usage. Okay. So we are looking for multiple files. Okay. Where we don't know which file has this one, the disk usage string. Okay. So we want to find the files inside the files where we have a disk usage string. So we'll use the same command, find exec grep. So what it's basically doing, it's trying to find out the files, which based on the syntax. Okay. So let me go to, okay, let me filter out type directory. Okay. Type, yeah. Yeah. So it found the this string in the multiple files. So what will I do? I'll add a few more strings to it. Hyphen L. Yeah. So what I added one more syntax, grep hyphen L. So what we'll do, it will list out the file name wherever has this one. So this is how we can use the find command. Like it's basically an interview question kind of thing, but very rarely you kind of trying to find a new systems where you don't know what's happening or somewhere. We can use this command. And similar thing, you have this one as well. So grep-ir. Okay. Yeah, this is the one. Grep-ir, where it will try to find out the recursive strings or the given place. So both work in a similar way. Uh, yeah, that's about the find and this one, the grep. We have one more thing. We can before that. Yeah. I'll take another 10 minutes, guys. Okay, I have two strings here. One is average and one is minute. Okay, or before and execution. So, and if I look for this one, script.sh world, right? So usually we do use grep in and out to find filter out the things. Okay, so grep for sleep script.sh. Okay, or grep for average. Okay, so grep for average as in monitor.sh. Okay, so what if we want to combine two strings, or what if we want to do a AND over it, right? So for that case, we do this slow sleep. Yeah. So what we are trying to do, we are trying to put a OR condition here. This is the escape character, and this one mentions OR. Sleep and average. So this is called regex, guys. Okay, so where we are trying to put the multiple operators on in middle. So if we are trying to use a shell scripting, or if you are trying to use a Python or any language, if you're working with systems, so the regex will haunt you there. Once in a while, it's good to know regex. Okay, so this regex tester. Yeah, this is how it is. So you can put a regex here. Okay, pattern. So test. Yeah. So the same or condition. Okay. So there is a end as well. I forgot there is another one. So you can do a end also. So you can try multiple patterns over here with the including the regex. So why do we need regex? So if you are using scripting later point of time, that's the place you need regex over it. Okay. So for now, I'll stop it here, and we'll go through said AWK. Since we didn't got much time, I'll stop it here. In the next session, I'll go through over a couple of scripts, and then I'll start the networking there. Okay. So, so what exactly is SED? SED is nothing but a streamline editor. Okay. So let's assume. Yeah, I have multiple data here. Okay. What else? Yeah, I have log. So I want to list out only the line of 67 or something. Okay. So first, how many lines are there? So cat. So word count hyphen L, it will give you how many lines are there, like 1076. Okay. So I want to check the line which is of 57. Okay. 507 or somewhere. Okay. A CD 507P VM stores. Oh God. Yeah. CD Yeah, -n. So put it here. Yeah, -n I should give. So if I give line 507, so it will list out this one 507th line. Okay. Let's say if I want to delete the 507 line. Okay. Uh, in here, yeah, -9. So basically it will delete the 507 line. Okay. The next one comes in. So let me try on this one. It's a simple file. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. The while loop 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sixth line it is. Okay. So sed -n 6p monitor.sh. Okay. P stands for print. So I stands for insert. So I deleted this line. Let me figure it out. So yeah. Not exactly. I think I messed it up. D. Yeah. So it should be D. So I can delete the sixth line and all. Okay. So or I can delete lines from sixth to 10th. Okay. So yeah, basically deleted the finds in lines in this order. So that's how the set works. So basically you can access the data from any point of time, any lines and all, and you can delete the data. What else we use set for? Okay, let's say assume there is an IP address and you have 10 different files. You want to find the IP address and you want to replace it, right? So that is the place you'll use set for. It's find and replace kind of thing. Okay, let's assume I have a timestamp. Okay. So, or some, let's assume, yeah, I have timestamp two times. Okay. I want to replace this string from timestamp with something else. Okay. So sed -I, um, forgot long. Yes. So I'm trying to replace it. S-G. Sorry. Yeah. So I'm trying to find a string, particular string, and I'm trying to replace it. So yeah, at a single shot, I'm able to replace entire thing. So I have epoch here, epoch here. So let's assume you're working in a large set of files. Let's assume 10 different files or somewhere. You want to replace an IP address, existing one. So that is where the set will be helpful for you. Okay. We have one more, that is AWK. For that, I need a dummy file. Okay. So vi demo file.txt. Okay. So one, user one, 500. P would be okay. Two, user two, 30 VAG. Yeah. So three, user three, 70. user 4. Yeah. What I created table kind of structure. So I don't have header there. I have number of rows and columns kind of thing. Okay. Uh, AWK allows you to access anything. You want to access a column, you want to access a row. So any kind of thing, AWK allows you to perform. So let me do. So yeah, this is how it is. So we can print out with star pattern like $1 and all. So what do I do? Yeah. So what I did, I just access these as a columns. Okay. AWK. So $1. I gave a comma as a separator. Again, comma as in dollar. So these are I can access. Let's say if I want only first one like this. And can I access the rows? Yes, you can access the rows as well. Somewhere here. No. Okay. AWK access rows. Yeah. NR is equal to, you can give a line numbers here. Okay. So yeah, line number 1, line number 2. Okay. And you want a multiple fields. So it should be this one as a combination. Yeah, that's how it is. We can access from range to here. So I'll stop it here as we can do a combination on top of this. Like once it is done, you can edit the data. Okay. Let's assume you can add you pulled out a data, right? So you can add a number 50 plus 30 or 30 plus 30. So you can do multiple operations here. But AWK allows you to access the data in this way. And also you can add a separator also. Or you can, let's assume here I added a separator as space, okay, which it took. Let's assume you have a separator as a comma. So you can add a separator and you can take it. So I'm not going to go in depth for now. What we'll do, I'll prepare a couple of shell scripts, which we'll examine quickly, and I'll try to put in a Git repo for you. It will be a combination of AWK and a few more system related commands. And yeah, let me test it and get back to you. And then we'll start the networking there. So we'll reconvene today. Yeah, today is Wednesday. So let's reconvene on Friday then. Okay. So yeah, any questions, guys, before concluding? Are we good? Okay. Then I'll take it as no questions. Thank you everyone for joining. So yeah, as usual, like if you know anyone who is like interested to learn, ask them to join the Discord so we can arrange the sessions as in. So yeah, anytime you have any questions, you can come back. Yeah, thank you everyone. Have a good day.
Thank you.